Everyone's heard of car engines where, except babies, they don't know anything. But now that we all know that these engines produce harmful carbon emissions, it seems like we must switch to EVs to save the earth. Or do we? You see, we don't need to use petroleum or diesel as our fuel. Instead, we can use hydrogen as fuel. Do note that this is not hydrogen fuel cell. Instead, it works like a gasoline engine, but on hydrogen. This is not the first of its kind though. With Toyota Corolla Rally fitted with hydrogen engine, I cannot claim that this is the first hydrogen-powered car. However, my idea is slightly different from the one that Toyota developed. Toyota's engines used compressed hydrogen as fuel, which was very hard and dangerous to store. My idea, on the other hand, has the hydrogen stored as water, which will then be released through electrolysis. This results in a more stable and easier way of storage. In schools, we learned that fire needs a fuel, heat, and an oxidizer to work. And now we have hydrogen as fuel, heat from the spark plug. But where's the oxidizer? We could use air intake as our oxidizer as it has hydrogen. But it also sucks nitrogen and other gases into the engine, which when combusted will produce nitrogen oxides, carbon oxides, and other chemicals that are harmful to the environment. So why not utilize the oxygen drawn from the electrolysis? If you know any bit of science, you know that any combustion always has byproducts, which are usually carbon dioxide. In our case, it's water, H2O. However, I can say that it's practically zero emission. But didn't I say that its byproduct is water? Well, yeah, but the thing is, the fuel and the oxidizers are both derived from water. Do you see the relation here? If you did, it means that the water that is produced by the combustion will be fed back to the storage. This will result in the zero emission goal we've been trying to achieve. Electrolysis needs a lot of energy to work, and unfortunately, energy is not free and it can't be created. We also lose energy as heat in electrolysis and combustion, which will make electrolysis a lot harder to achieve over a long period of time, like a month. And so I thought of recycling the wasted energy by either converting it into electricity or using heat to only assist in electrolysis. But how do we do that? We can achieve that by using thermoelectric generators to generate electricity and heating up the water before electrolysis, which will reduce the energy needed to split the two atoms in water. One way we can do that is to make that water run around the engine, absorbing heat from the engine, heating up the water, and cooling the engine down at the same time. If you don't understand why I said that, let's do a simple math. Let's say the energy needed to split water is 10, and the electricity input used to split the water is E. You would expect E to be equal to 10, and you'll be correct. But what if we add heat energy, H? Now, you will have to minus H from 10 to get E. So, if H is 4, the electricity input would be only 6 instead of 10. So, as you can see, the energy needed would be decreased, which is easier on the battery. Now we know how it works, let's see the whole thing in action. Disclaimer: this is an animation for demonstration purposes only. It does not represent how the real-world physics works. First, water is stored in some containers. which will then be electrolyzed, then transported to the engine. It will be combusted into water vapor. The vapor is then sent to the radiator to cool down. After it cooled off, it will be sent to the storage container, where it will be held again. The water will run around the engine, gaining heat, then electrolyzed. And this whole process repeats itself. I really hope I can make a working prototype of this engine. So if you like my concept and would like to see the prototype, do consider donating some money to my Patreon page as a pure donation or as a ticket to my prototype. Link in the description.